When I was just getting started with guitar, it took me a long time to realize that I wasn't practicing properly. I'd sit down for hours at a time, and at the end of my sessions, I just wouldn't feel like I'd actually done anything. And as the weeks went on, as time passed, I just wasn't progressing at the rate that I should have been. So I'm going to share a really simple technique that's made my practice sessions more productive and more efficient, and has helped me make more progress overall as a guitar player. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that your practice space is distraction free. Somewhere quiet and out of the way where you can just sit down and focus. Your phone is a guaranteed practice killer. So put it on silent, do not disturb, or focus mode. Basically anything to stop those notifications coming through. But you'll still want it on because we're going to use it as a timer for our practice session, and we'll look at that in a minute. Also, it's great if you can set a regular date and time to practice because that will help build this into a routine and automatically get you into that practice mindset. Now, the most important thing that you want to do before your practice session is you want to go in with a really clear goal. Maybe you want to learn a song or your scales or develop a new playing technique. Whatever it is, have that as a very clear goal going in. And importantly, just have one. If you try and work on too many things, it will feel like you're doing a lot, but you're actually just spreading your time and your energy out across a lot of little things, so you're not going to see those big jumps in progress. Now, we're going to start every session by tuning our guitar, followed by a 5-minute intentional warm-up. And intentional is the key word here because we want something that's going to become our go-to routine. Not only to get our fingers nice and loose and warmed up, but also to get us in the mindset that we're about to start our practice session. I like to run through scales every time, but you might want to have a warm-up song or a chord progression that you work through, but make sure that it is something that you're familiar with and you're not thinking too hard about. And this is key. Do not noodle. By noodling, I mean doing little licks and solos and kind of playing across the neck. Noodling is unintentional and is really easy to eat up your time and get lost in noodling. Noodling definitely has its place, but it's not our practice session. This is a noodle-free zone. Once you're warmed up, set a timer on your phone for 25 minutes. And we're going to structure our practice like this. 25 minutes of solid focused practice, followed by a 5-minute planned break. And you can string as many of these together as you want. Personally, I like to keep my sessions to 1-hour blocks. So I'll do 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break, but I might do that a few times a day. What I will say is if you do want that longer session, then after your 4th 25-minute block, make sure to take a full 30 minutes rest so you can fully recover and recharge. And this method is called the Pomodoro technique. And it's actually based on research that shows that by having a clear goal, having that shorter 25-minute session and that 5-minute break planned in all helps you to concentrate more and feel more motivated while you're practicing. Another thing that I do is I keep a pen and paper nearby when I'm practicing. So say you're working on a song and something comes up like a 7th chord and you wonder, what is a 7th chord? Why is it in this song? You know, what's the theory behind them? You can just write it down on that piece of paper and get it out of your head and then come back to it later. I find that it really stops me from jumping into those rabbit holes and wasting my practice time. Now, once you're done, finish by tuning your guitar and wiping your strings down because that'll make them last longer. And take a few minutes to reflect on how your practice session went. Did you get everything that you want from it? How does the process work for you? How can it be improved? And take some time to set a date for your next practice and a goal as well. What do you want to work on next time? So that's all ready to go for your next session. Now, one thing I will say is you can use this technique as much or as little as you want. What I would suggest is just trying it as I've laid it out for a couple of sessions to see how you get on with it, and then tailoring it to your taste. So maybe you want a longer break or shorter practice sessions, whatever it is that will make practice more rewarding for you. I'll also say it's equally as important not to practice guitar as well. Because if every time you're picking up a guitar and it's this structured learning, it's just not going to be fun. So you need to make sure that you're having fun with guitar as well. So maybe every other session is just a time to sit and noodle around. And that's it. If you've got any practice tips or techniques, drop in the comments below because you might help someone out. Otherwise, keep playing and I'll see you in the next one.